This is a white vibrating shuttle, VS1, from the late 1870s, early 1880s. They're always amazing to find their decals in the middle. This is a boat shuttle. It is relatively easy to thread. We'll have a little bit more in the later part of this video. It has painter's tape where it's snagging my fabric, which, DIY, my friend. The number 3 style is the most common. This is the cabinet that I have. This came from a local auction house, and I think straight from an estate. You're going to see a few things it came with, which is the manual, original bobbins, an extra bobbin winder, Hamilton Beach home motor pamphlet, which was pretty neat, and whoa, up in the left over there, that would be some denture molds. You never know what you're going to get when some person is putting things in their sewing machine cabinet. It did have a key. Maybe they were locking it up. Don't know. But I think they do 3D imaging now, so you may not actually see any denture molds anymore. This boat shuttle is probably my favorite part. It's very easy to thread. You just pop the bobbin in and put the spring down, unlike the Stinger 12, which is a bit of a pain. Another thing that might be useful for anyone who needs to thread their white VS1 is the top tension really uses a particular order. And that's the order. It's over, under, around. It's kind of hard to tell in the manual. I actually took a picture of it and blew it up. There is an online manual. The take-up lever is a little tricky. You need to thread this with the needle down. There isn't any information about it. And when the needle's down, the top little tiny, the smaller of the 2 take-up levers is the right one to thread first. It's very difficult to see. It took another sewing enthusiast to point out my mistake. And once I did this thing was really cooking. Threading at the end, if you can't tell from the manual, and I could not, this is how you thread it. A few notes, the log cabin quilt. Maybe I shouldn't have started with these blocks. I am not a detail person, and so quilting is challenging. So if you are following along, this block has, I think, 20 some odd seams, and when you're trying to be precise with your 1/4 inch seams, there's a lot of places to make mistakes, and I made a lot. I threw a few baby tantrums. In fact, I threw one massive tantrum and called my sister and told her I was never sewing a quilt block ever again. You know, typical sister things. But in the end, she talked me down and said, hey, you have a seam guide, and you are, at the end of the day, we can cut it down. Like, she had a whole bunch of really cool strategies. Maybe she should do a video on, for quilting for people who don't, aren't as precise in how to fix things when you do it wrong. The sewing machine's lovely to listen to, and I'm just going to stop talking so that you can sort of enjoy the construction. Wrapping up a few final thoughts. The Thomas White Sewing Machine Company definitely came out with a bang in the 1880s, and up against Singer, I gotta say. I would have bought this machine if I had a choice, because I gotta say that out of the gate, this thing sewed so much quieter and was much more delightful, easier to sew with. Out of many of my antique machines, I gotta say this was super fun. Did not really do great on the block, but better than I did on the 12, although I did sew more accurately on the new Family Singer 12. This one, gonna say, give it a thumbs up. Stay tuned for more comparisons as I work through a bunch of these antiques. I appreciate you taking the time to watch all of this and listen. Thanks for being a subscriber of Myers Design Studio. See you next time.